But now we will go ahead and send you over to our final segment for today's episode. We're going to send it over to the Jedi Council chambers for Master or Apprentice.
Welcome to Master or Apprentice. In this segment, we will be going over your guys' hot takes and decide whether we agree or we disagree with them. You can leave your hot take down in the comments below or in our Discord server, link in the description, with increased odds for channel members. Now, let's get into the first hot take, submitted by Avenging Past 7. His hot take is, the coolest things about Star Wars have always been the things we know nothing about. So he essentially means that some things are much cooler without backgrounds. He gave examples like the Force and Darth Vader. Me personally, I don't agree with this.
What? Just like that, like off rip.
Just like that. I much prefer like background to a character, lore, that type of stuff. I really like to, especially with Darth Vader, for example. Like his story is just so chaotic, I guess you could say, and there's just so much that goes on that if he was just Darth Vader and they gave no background for him, like he just wouldn't have that big of an like. I feel like his backstory gives him a bigger impact than if he didn't have one. You know,
I would definitely agree with that.
And you feel like I just feel more emotionally attached to Anakin / Darth Vader than I did watching the original trilogy before. So that's kind of my thoughts about it. Let's see what you guys say, Logan.
I mean, I can maybe agree with it on when it comes to certain things. I think it's very situational. When it comes to that, it's like Darth Vader. I definitely can't agree on that being cooler.
Yeah,
like cool is so subjective that it's like I don't maybe something that I think is cool, Avenging Path, maybe not, it won't think is very cool.
Yeah.
Regardless, but if we're interpreting this as like things are just better without a backstory, some things are better without a backstory. Maybe I partially agree with it, but I can't agree with it as a whole. Like something, the clones. The Clone Wars gave the clones as a whole such a backstory that it's just amazing. Learning how they were made, the Kaminoans, how they're trained. Then obviously Darth Vader. There's a lot of things. I mean, you learn some about Darth Maul as well. Just to go back, because he specifically had an example of Darth Vader. Like, Return of the Jedi hits a million times harder after seeing the prequels.
For sure.
I think the prequels are amazing. And that's literally the story of Darth Vader before he was Darth Vader. So, obviously, I'm going to think the backstory is amazing, and it just makes the character even better. So, I unfortunately cannot agree with it.
Yeah, like I get like the whole like there are times
Boba
when
Fett
it can work. Yeah, Boba Fett, like he's
cool.
Kinda, like,
He's a better character now, but maybe in a cool essence, he's cooler without the backstory or without any expanding upon his story. He's just cool to be cool. Same thing with like General Grievous. I feel like General Grievous is just cool to be cool.
Yeah, no, I get them whole like, and it does work, like, like the mysterious type of character where you really don't know, like Plagueis, for example.
Yeah,
like when the movies came out, he was mentioned like once or twice. Like he was very mysterious, and he was Palpatine's master, but Palpatine ended up getting rid of him essentially. But you know what I mean? Like it does work, but like you said with examples like Darth Vader. Can't agree with the clones. People grew way closer with the clones after the Clone Wars. So Avenging Path, I am so sorry, but we do not grant you the rank of Master.
Round of applause for him. Round of applause.
Round of applause. Great
I
hot take.
gotta say it for everyone now. I apologize to the people that we had not given a round of applause for.
We appreciate every hot take.
Yes, we definitely do. But to go ahead and get into our second hot take for today's video, this one is actually anonymous. This person did not want their name out there, which is completely fine. So if you ever want to submit one, it can be anonymous. They said Boba Fett was a boring cookie-cutter character until Book of Boba Fett. Now, I believe, Mark, in our eyes, this really isn't a hot take. But I think in the general sense of Star Wars fans, it is a pretty hot take. I'm going to agree with it. We just talked about how, he's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Without the Book of Boba Fett. He's cool. I still think he's cool with the Book of Boba Fett. Some people may disagree. But just actually seeing a character and seeing how essentially he gets eaten by the Sarlacc, obviously, and him surviving that, it gives him a second chance, he feels like, to redeem himself.
Yeah.
Not everyone it feels at this point a lot of people in Star Wars get like a redemption arc, but I feel like we got so much of him being evil, him in the Clone Wars. He was evil. He took so much from his father. And seeing a bit of redemption there, I think is great. For a character like that, we've seen so much of him being evil that seeing some redemption out of him is perfectly fine in my eyes. Obviously, not everyone needs a redemption arc. Not everyone gets one. So I think it's fine for Boba Fett to have that, and it just adds so much to his character. Him having a purpose more than just being a bounty hunter, which some characters benefit from that. So what do you think about it?
No, I agree with you. I do agree with the hot take because he really, like you said, he was there to be cool, and that clearly that worked because he looked cool. He had that like swagger to him. He knew he was the best bounty hunter. So around at the time. So, but he didn't have a character. He did not have a character at all. It was, I'm just this best bounty hunter in the galaxy. That was his character. Book of Boba Fett really, really expanded his character and made me like his character a little more. And it kind of strayed him away from his father's path of being a bounty hunter. Because Dad was a bounty hunter, he was a bounty hunter, and then he kind of realized, the wrongs of his way, what he was doing, and he realized that, he could have died in that Sarlacc pit, and he realized that because he was trying to do what Jabba would have wanted to get Han Solo back. So he was able to correct his mistake, which was huge for his character, huge. So I agree with this. I agree with this hot take. I really like this hot take.
I think another thing that's cool about it is the fact that other than him, we haven't seen a bounty hunter that then becomes not a bounty hunter.
That's true.
Maybe, actually, no. Sorry, I spoke too soon. Mando.
Okay, I guess Mando could count.
Mando is like, he's just there to do the job. Boba Fett had like pure evil within him. Like he just wanted to get back, like him getting back at Mace Windu, stuff like that. So it's cool to see someone like that, and then him and Mando probably have that that connection. They're boys because of that.
Oh yeah.
So,
sure.
But yeah, I think that's just a cool aspect of it. But I wish I could actually address you by your name, but to the anonymous person that did submit this hot take, it's been a while,
Has been.
but we do grant you the rank of master.
Round of
applause for the
applause.
hot take. Actually,
Let's
something we
go.
agree with, Mark. It's crazy.
I love the hot take. I love it. Now, to get in our third and final hot take, submitted by Logan. All right. His hot take is the Revenge of the Sith novelization is better than the movie. Now, I've never read the book, but I did do a little bit of reading, and I've kind of gained the knowledge of it. Basically gives a lot more background to what's going on in Revenge of the Sith. Like what characters are thinking, motives, stuff like that. And that's something that I really like. I really like having a bunch of information. I feel like it connects you to the characters more.
Yes.
You know, understanding Anakin's like thought process through the whole movie, because that's something you don't get when you watch a movie. You can kind of get a general idea of it, but you don't really, you're not in the head of Anakin at every moment in the movie. So that's something that I really like. I mean, just even like Obi-Wan and Padme, and like just seeing what all these characters are thinking at certain points in the movie and what's going on. I really like that. I really do want to read this book eventually, because, you know, I think Apprentice is the best movie. So I would really like this book, obviously. So, but no, I really like this hot take. I really do like it a lot. What do you guys say about it, Logan?
I mean, hey, I gotta say, I like it too. I mean, it's great. So I have a few things to touch on when it comes to this. Exactly what you were talking about. It adds so much to the characters to get attached to. There's one part where Anakin or Obi-Wan says how he sees so much of Qui-Gon in Anakin.
Oh,
and
man.
Obi-Wan says like he opens up a lot more than he used to because of Anakin. And specifically says with this wording that he feels relaxed much more than he ever has. And another big thing within the novelization is to give a little bit of the backstory of why it says this. Apparently, Anakin on Tatooine as a child, all the children on Tatooine would always say how there were dragons in the suns that would, you know, like power the stars. And it essentially goes into an analogy that there is a dragon inside of Anakin. And that continues throughout the entire book, eventually leading to when he becomes Darth Vader, like the dragon is eating him alive, essentially. And something that I thought was that hits so hard. That's the thing with, honestly, like, to me, everyone always says with so many movies that the book is better than the movie, and I think it's because of this specific reason, that it adds so much to everything. I did want to actually read a specific line. So it goes into this thing with the dragons and the stars, where Anakin and Obi-Wan had went on some sort of mission, and they go past a system where the star has died. It is completely died out. And Anakin's never seen this before. And obviously Anakin, we know this, that he is attached to everything, essentially. He doesn't want anything to die. But he is mind blown at the fact that even stars can die. So then Obi-Wan has to give him the whole spiel of like, that's why Jedi don't form attachments. Everything has an end to it. And then that then talks about the fear inside of him is like a dragon. And the Matthew Stover is the author. This man was cooking like no one else. So this line is after everything, explaining the dragons and this whole stars dying. The final line in this little bit is talking about Anakin, because his real fear in a universe where even stars can die is that being the best will never be quite good enough. Which is just, dude. Because he, even earlier within the book, when they're talking about getting to Palpatine, he says that Anakin doesn't want to be late because he was late once before, referencing him being late to getting his mother. And it's like, oh my god, like I cannot explain how good the novelization of Revenge of the Sith is. And I've read part of Attack of the Clones as well. That just a novelization is going to add so much more to it, so much more to a movie. But to keep this a little bit shorter, because I just keep rambling about it at this point, because I believe in the hot take so much. I wonder why. It's almost like I'm the one that submitted it. I fully believe in this hot take. I just, even for someone someone like you that hasn't read it, I know that you would love it.
Oh yeah, for sure. It sounds like something that I would love.
So, I'm going to agree with the hot take. So it's up to you.
Yeah, nah, I'm not gonna lie, that Qui-Gon line right there, like that kind of gave me chills a little bit. And a book adds something to a story that a movie cannot.
Yeah, because you're always in their head. You know what they're thinking.
Yeah, you know what they're thinking. So you just feel more connected to the characters. You're more invested in the story. So, I mean, 2 in 1 episode. This is groundbreaking. 2 in 1 episode. Logan, I'll just address you here since you're right here. Logan,
let's go.
I grant you the rank of master.
Oh, it's such an honor, man. I get a round of applause.
Round of applause for Logan, everybody.
Wow. I came in here with a fire one. I knew I had to come in with something that was actually somewhat controversial. I mean, everyone loves Revenge of the Sith so much, and some people just prefer visual media over a book, which is completely fair, but I had to come in with something that I wholeheartedly believed in. So thank you, Mark, for granting me the rank of master.
You're welcome.
I hope one day I can grant you the rank of master.
Yes, well, I appreciate your hot take. It was a very good one. Thank you guys for submitting those hot takes. If you want your hot take submitted, go ahead, throw it down in the comments below, or throw it in our Discord server, link in the description, with increased odds if you are a channel member. Now, let's go ahead, send it back to the boys at the desk to end off the episode.